the one day of the year where you wake up before everybody else. It's Christmas morning. You're 10 years old. What is it that you were dying to have underneath the tree? Tune into Man Talk next. Okay, Craig, it's our Christmas episode here.
Yeah.
You're 10 years old. What do you want under your tree?
10 years old, I know what I wanted, and I got it. It was the Electrostatic Football game, Detroit Lions versus the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
You know, push that little thing that just vibrates.
Did it have like a little spongy football?
Yeah, little football, and then the quarterback just...
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was what I wanted, and I got it, man.
That was super cool. Yeah. Who did you play with? Did you try to get your sister to play, or?
I played Dad and myself, and I figured out how to just play it by myself.
You were an expert?
Yeah.
That's
I knew,
amazing.
There was those little things on the bottom which you had to, if you want them to go right, you could push this in and he would go right. If you push it, those little things that vibrate, and so you could maneuver them pretty well. So
I never had that.
Once you know that trick. My dad beat me all the time. He knew that trick.
Oh, and then you figured it out.
He taught me.
And then you were invincible. Yeah. The Lions never lost. Now, here's a question. Who had to be the Browns?
Everybody else. Yeah.
Now, I was, my era was just a little bit after yours. We had the Coleco version where it was the red dash and you would push buttons and that was the football.
Was like a video?
Yeah. And I can still hear those little noises.
So at 10, what were you... what was the thing that you were looking for?
Oh, man. 10, that would have been 1983.
Yeah.
So two things. One thing is, I was a pretty simple kid, not trying to sound like, really whatever. But I didn't really have things. I liked the Lions, and we seemed to be always saying next year about this time because they're always bad. But I remember getting a four-wheeler, which is kind of a big thing. Yeah, my dad and mom, this didn't fit under the tree, but he said, hey, boys, come out to the garage. He would always say, boys, and then go out the garage. And there's all this junk. He said, we need to take all this junk out of here. So we're going to throw it in the dumpster. And so I'm like, okay, so it's Christmas morning, right?
Come on, Dad.
And there's this pile of Visqueen from a carpet roll, I think, and you pull that off, and there was a four-wheeler, and
nice.
We literally would. This is back in the day. It seemed like it was colder. At least I don't know, but the lake was frozen for the most part, which is kind of funny to think about it. You send your kids 10-year-old out on a four-wheeler and just ride around on a lake that had 3 inches of ice.
But there's a lot of people on that lake.
Oh man, the crazy people. But anyway, we rode that thing all day. We came in just because we were waved in to come eat, and we would have some soup, and then we would hammer it back out there. So
that's a great gift. Yeah.
Oh man, loved it. Okay, so now, it's changed since the old vibrating football gift. What if you could have anything under the tree, or like, what's the number one gift you would have?
I would say that time. I guess I want my kids to come.
Okay.
That time with my kids. Now it's kind of.
Yeah, but so that's really interesting.
That's what you're
it's not something. You're like, I'd like my kids
looking for a new vest.
Yeah,
a
new Pathfinder shirt would be great from one of the Pathfinder clubs.
No, I just if the kids come, that's the best.
So you wake up early in the morning in your Detroit Lions jammies or whatever. You come downstairs and there they are.
Yeah. That would be it.
Man.
Or even the anticipation that they know that they're coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah. So, wow. Why? That's kind of an interesting transition because it's what can you buy me at 10, but then you get older, it's like I want things you can't buy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what
There's a maturity perspective.
Maturing and just the appreciation of what family is.
Yeah.
And,
that's me too. I'm not, it's hard to buy anything for me because if I wanted it, I would have bought it.
Yeah,
right. And so I'm like, I just want to be with my family. And as long as that's the case, I don't want any presents. And again, it sounds like, like, oh, he's really amazing, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
I just want to be with you. So I was reading something recently in the book of Philippians, and I thought this was really crazy. Yeah. But before I read it, what do you think are some of the, talk about heaven, right? What do you think some of the reasons are why people want to go to heaven?
Yeah, you hear it all the time. They want to slide down the neck of a giraffe, or they want to pet a lion, or those real surfacey things. But people say, I want to see David, I want to see Queen Esther, and
they have I want to be tall, I want to be skinny.
You got a bucket.
Right.
I'm going to be able to, like I always said about my mother-in-law, she had polio back in the day, and I only knew her when she walked with crutches.
Yeah.
And so she says, Mom, when you get to heaven, we'll race each other. And she goes, I'm going to beat you too, And so those things are fun. And there's a bucket list of all that what we want to do to get to heaven.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's this thing that we're thinking all the things we want to do. So I want to read this text to you, and I have a question for you that I think is kind of crazy. But if you go to Philippians 2 and read, let's read 5 through 7. Okay. Just for
you want me to read it?
Yeah, read it. Yeah.
Okay. Let this mind be in you, which also is in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God did not consider it robbery to be equal with God, but he made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant and coming in the likeness of men.
So, and you can continue on down later, reading through 8 through 11. The whole chapter or book is amazing. But what it sounds like, tell me if you see this, Jesus is where we want to be. Right?
Yes,
Jesus is in perfection. Jesus is
He's in the presence of God.
Right, he's in the presence of God. Like,
or the Father.
Name something better than that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And apparently he looks at that and goes, Now, I'm not being disrespectful to heaven. I think it's amazing. But what I think is interesting is he doesn't like where he's at.
Yeah.
So
no, I think I know where you're going with it. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. So what is it that he wants for Christmas?
He wants us.
Yeah. So
he wants fellowship with the people he created.
Right. So
that is so good, Chad.
That is amazing to me. Like, sometimes you think, oh man, if I was just there, I could. Oh man, and Jesus is like, no, I'm here, and you're not.
Yeah. So I'm going to come down where you're at so that I can. Yeah.
Right. And Isaiah 7:14 talks about and I can read this very quickly. Isaiah 7:14 just blows up to me when it says this. Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. Emmanuel meaning God with us. And so this is God's present, God's sign that sometimes we forget is I just want to be with you.
Yeah, that's such a good thing.
And notice that he comes as a baby, so he doesn't freak us out. If you study in the Old Testament, you read, whenever God shows up, because of sin, we're scared of him, right? Mm-hmm. So he wants to go for a walk with Adam and Eve, and they're like, oh, we're scared, and they're hiding. He wants to talk to the children of Israel, comes, and they're like, no, we can't talk to you. We're going to die, talk to somebody else. And so they're scared of him, so he goes up on the mountain, and Moses, and...
Right.
That whole experience.
But because Moses was so close to God,
he was up there forever.
He says, I want to see what you look like.
Right. Moses was up there so long that they're like, that dude's dead.
Yeah, right.
Right?
But the fact that Moses was so close to God that he, instead of being fearful, he says, can I see what you look like?
Yeah.
That's close.
Right.
And God says...
Enoch, right? Here's another one. Enoch, they spent so much time together that one day he's like... why don't you just come home with me? Yeah. And Enoch's like, All right. But I would suggest to you that Enoch didn't say to God, seriously, like I could grow taller and I could run really fast and I could lose this excess weight and my hair up top. You know what?
Yeah.
No, he was just like, wherever you're at is the best place.
That's good. Yeah.
And so when we get into this discussion of, what we're going to do in heaven, and it has its place, don't get me wrong, but we really have that 10-year-old mindset because we can't really process. But I think that like God, the thought should be, I just want to be with you for Christmas.
Absolutely.
That's the gift.
Yeah, time with God, time with each other.
Right. And I feel like that's the gift is God saying, I just want to be with you. That's the beauty of the Christmas message. And then we turn around and look what I got you for Christmas, God. Me.
Yeah.
I say yes.
The best present of all.
Right. And that's the only thing on his list.
Yes.
What do you get the God who has everything? I'll tell you what you give him. You give him your
yourself,
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your heart. That's so good. That's so good.
Anyway, here's the challenge this Christmas. Give God your heart. Give him your heart and your soul.
And any emptiness that's in there, if you give if that challenge is taken on, any emptiness or any feelings of hopelessness is vanished because it's such a gift. He gives us himself. Yeah.
Right. And just like if you came downstairs and you saw your kids under the tree, you wouldn't be like, man, I wish I'd have that new drill or whatever it is that you might think is. You're complete.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the beauty of love. Of it completes you. It fills you in ways that mere things can't. So the challenge is, again, give them your heart and make that known to the people that you love. As priests of the home, if you're listening right now and you're a dad, give Jesus your heart and tell your wife that you did, and if you have children, tell them that you gave them your heart. And that's what we do. That's the gift that we give Jesus, is that commitment, and see how that love will transform your family. Amen.
That's good.
The 3 rules of Man Talk are just what we're talking about, right? Love God.
Love everyone.
And duct tape.
It fixes everything.
Fixes everything. If you need a stocking stuffer.
Oh, that's good. Duct tape. Menards has colored duct tape. That's great.
Duct tape for the man who has everything.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, if you have some memories you want to share, if you make that commitment, if you want to put that in the comment section, we would love it.
Yeah.
And join the channel if you're interested as well. We'd love to keep this conversation up throughout the year. But Merry Christmas, everybody.
See ya.